So you grew up in Jersey. You were born in Jersey.
Born in Jersey, man.
Yeah.
But I was raised out here. I was raised out here in Houston.
Since what age?
I came here when I was about 6.
6.
Yes, sir.
Got you. What got you into the whole barbering game?
So barbering, I think it started when I was cutting my own hair in high school. And I was just cutting my own hair just for fun, really. And then I went to college, and that's when I really started getting into cutting a lot of people. And it started a lot more when quarantine hit. Mm-hmm. And we were all there during quarantine, not really doing much. So I asked all my friends to come to my house and get haircuts, and that's how it all kind of started. So
in college, like, you talking like a dorm, or you were kind of going on campus?
So I was in the dorm, and I would do a couple cuts on campus and like record them like for YouTube. But it was all in my dorm. It was like it was a small like little room.
Yeah.
But I used like the restroom, and it was like a small like 4x4. Like I just put everything in there, and then I just had everybody come in and do that.
Okay. So you were in school when pandemic hit?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And that's when you kind of decided to take the shift to like forget school, I'm gonna start doing this.
So I got my associates, and I was like, yo, let me at least get my associates to make my parents happy. And then I was like, no, let me go full time, get my license, start barbering 100%.
So then
you go to?
Yeah, so you ended up going to barber college after college?
Yeah, I went to barber college after college, and then I went to University of Texas at Tyler.
And then what barber college you go to?
Quality Barber College.
Quality.
Where's that at?
It's off of 90 and like Fort Bend.
Posto.
Yeah, Posto.
By the Fiesta.
Yeah, Posto. By the Fiesta.
Jimmy knows where everywhere is
at.
at. Jimmy knows where everywhere is at.
Bro, I'm Google Maps, bro. I got the lotes right there. They fire, bro.
No, thanks.
Right there by the Fiesta.
The lotes be fire. The lotes are fire, bro.
Man, just ask me any street. I'll tell you what's in each corner, bro. Houston, though. Not Rosenberg,
Nah, even my street. I remember I was telling him my exit, and he's like, oh, that's 762, right? I'm like, damn, Jimmy, how you know over there, too?
Right
there. Yeah. See, they just built it. All that.
Home Depot.
No, but I just wanted to say thank you, Jimmy, so much for inviting me out here, and as well as Manny.
Yeah.
You have a beautiful shop, man. I've told you this before, but you have a really nice shop, man.
Thank you,
I appreciate you for calling me out here, man.
Yeah, man, you're always welcome here. You know, we can just kind of hang out and have some fun on these podcasts, and pretty much just talk about barber stuff. And I mean, you already saw our past 3 videos. You said you wanted to kind of join in on that. You know, we talked about scheduling, we talked about reading the clients, and then we talked about being your own boss.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to that? I've seen you very active on social media, on your Instagram mostly. I don't have TikTok. That's for like Generation Z. I'm from the 80s, bro. So I don't mess with TikTok, but I see you on Instagram. So tell me more about all that stuff.
So I think as a barber, you can't limit yourself. And I think as the environment grows and we kind of build off of the trends and what's going on, we kind of have to evolve with that. You know, we can't stay stuck in the past. So I thought, you know, why not take that to Instagram, take it to TikTok, take it to YouTube, have a little fun with it. You know, a lot of the days, you know, we're just cutting. We're doing the same thing. A lot of it is the same. It's a different client, same haircut, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a version of the same haircut.
For sure.
We're doing a lot of the same haircuts, a taper, a fade. So I was like, let's have some fun with it. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to Instagram. You know, let's do it 100%, and maybe get some clients from it, maybe not, but at least I'm trying something new. You know.
And I think the conversations are different all the time, and I think that's what would keep me motivated. But man, I was old school for a long time, pen, paper, text, till 2020, bro. I started using. I was telling Manny I was starting to use the online booking, and it was kind of hard for me. But after I took that step, like, you know, I started getting more on Instagram, more on social media. Now, I mean, we're doing a podcast. Like, I was so old school. I didn't want to grow. I didn't want to learn new things. I was so stuck in my old ways until I decided to, okay, let me open up, because sometimes I feel people or barbers, especially old school barbers, they're like, oh, I already know what I'm doing. I've been making money like this for 20 years, 15 years, and they see these young kids, especially with enhancements. I used to always be like, no, I've tried them, still not my thing, but I don't like barber battles. I didn't like none of that stuff, because I was like, man, that's not me. I grind behind this chair. I'm old school, no Instagram, no nothing, just phone. But I mean, it's cool doing a whole bunch of new things for barber, and it keeps me it keeps me excited about new things because I could get bored easily.
Exactly, bro. Especially like you said, doing the same thing all the time. Like it's human nature to get bored, So I think keeping up with the wave and all the things changing every time. And it's one thing if it's your thing or not, but I hear a lot of old schools like hate on the shit. Like if it's a barber battle or enhancements, like oh I don't need that or I don't like.
That used to be me, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie, man. Why don't I used to see like A-Rod and all those guys using all this paint. I'm like, man, I don't even want to go to the barber battle. It's all about that. It's all about the hype. But I'm behind this chair putting out work every day, right? And I used to hate that. I still haven't been to a barber battle, but I'm gonna go in February with Manny, and then I think we're gonna try to do barber battles. I'm just gonna show up and network.
Yeah. Exactly, and that's probably the most important thing of it. You know what I mean? Is knowing other owners and other barbers and putting ourselves out there. I think that's a really important one. But back to like the question about like being your own boss. Do you feel like that was hard, or do you feel like that's something you wanted to do whenever you finished college?
I think it was always something that I had the mentality for ever since I was young. I was like at school selling candy, selling brownies.
Boy, was a hustler.
Yeah, dude, I did all of that.
Brownies.
Bro, I had slutty brownies. That's what we called them. No, I'm dead ass. That's what we call them. We call them slutty brownies, and it was like it was the brownie on top, the Oreo in the middle, and the cookie on bottom.
Damn.
I sold them like $3-4 each and made money.
Oh, I was talking about the other brownies.
Oh no, not those brownies. Nah. But I was selling brownies, candy, drinks. I did it all. High school, middle school. So
I used to do that in high school too, man. They used to give us a fundraiser for soccer. Man, I had 50 candies in there, and I had to sell them, right?
Yeah.
And then one time I went to Sam's with my mom, and I saw that 48 M&Ms were for like $18. I was like, yo, I could pay $18, I could make 48.
Yeah.
And I was 15, 14 maybe, and I was going to Sam's with my mom and doing that, and I did it all year long. They were like, hey, why are you selling candy? I was like, I used to have my fundraiser box. It's for soccer, bro.
Dude, it's crazy. I think that's what really got me into the mentality of like, okay, I need to be a hustler. I need to make my own business. Like I want to do this no matter what. And a lot of the times people are like, oh, like it's cool being your own boss. Like you get free time, you get to make your own schedule, this and that. That's not how it is. It's not how it is. I think Jimmy and Manny both know that it's not how it is because you're there working 24/7. Whether it's not on the business, it's something behind like Instagram or maybe more videos or maybe something like a podcast like this, or trying to get more clients into the chair and trying to manage your business and working on taxes and this and that. So all of it is part of the work, but it's not time. It's not a time on the limit,
Yeah, because I'm doing things at 11 o'clock at night, still printing. Like,
Exactly.
I print shirts. I love printing shirts. I don't know. I just get lost cutting the vinyl and printing the shirts and the hoodies. I just get lost in it, and I think that's pretty cool. Like, I don't know, I enjoy doing new things now. I was really old school, and I guess there was a time where in 2018 I sold my first barbershop. Well, I had two. I had a business partner. I sold it, and I was like, man, I'm done with barbering. I sold it. I was like, I quit. I went into construction for 2 weeks.
Was that what you wanted to do, or you just wanted to get away from barbering type thing?
I love construction. I love remodeling. Like most of the stuff that you guys see here, like I did it with my hands, or I had some friends help me.
You like
out.
working with your hands?
Yeah, bro. I like remodeling. Maybe not changing tires, bro. I'm not
just cut his hand. If you guys didn't know, he cut his fingers on some stuff earlier, and he was
changing some tires. I'm not that handy, but my wife is, so I learned from her, and I used to hate it. I used to hate doing construction, but I love watching beginning to end, like, grabbing a room, painting it, doing the chrome molding, and I like remodeling, and I wanted to get into that, but I took a big pay cut, and then I realized, like, this ain't it. I went back into barbering, and then I guess when I started Leaf Barber Parlor is when I really, really, like, I was okay. I started creating so many ideas because I always had business partners, or I worked in the hood. I didn't have a barber license for a long time. So once I had my barber license, I did my own thing, my own business. The lid just broke off. Because I always felt like there was a lid on top of me. I felt like I couldn't. I don't know, in 2019, 2020, the lid broke off.
Yeah, and I think that, it's like a pro and a con to this, because it really, like, tests you, right? Like, if you're really a hard worker for yourself. Because at the same time, there's no lid, but you could also be lazy and just want to show up and cut hair, And that's what separates you from other people, from owners.
I don't know what took me to get motivated. What motivates you to hustle, to make these videos? I know you're up at 1 a.m., bro.
Yeah, bro. Because you be on it consistently.
I love it, man. I love all of there is to barbering, and I stay up thinking. That's all I think about. And recently, I've been trying my best to, like, really work with Alpha Land, and it's like a part, but it's part of Alpha Lead, the brand, and everything's behind that, and Christian Guzman's message behind, be more, learn more, and dream more. But yeah, that's all I think about, to be honest, and I really, really love barbering. I love it.
I was gonna ask you, how'd you get into Alpha Land? Like, I see you cutting in the cycling room and just being able to. I think that's kind of weird. Like, as a barber, I can't just go to the gym. Hey, can I cut here?
Yeah.
How'd you get that going on?
So that's been like a year process almost about now. I was telling Manny before, you have to show people kind of your vision, because nobody's gonna be like, okay, that's live, that's cool, like what you're doing is cool, or that's dope, and I see what you're doing. No, not a lot of people. Some people may understand it, but most of the time, most people won't understand what you're doing. So I got a lot of no's, a lot of get out of here, don't do this, like you need to stop. But those no's kind of just showed me, okay, let's try a different angle, let's try a different approach, let's keep working, but being consistent, right? Being persistent and showing that, okay, I want to be here, but I want to do this the right way, right? I don't want to just come up and show with a pair of clippers and just, start.
So what got your foot in the door there? What made them say, okay, it's cool, come chop over here?
So the first time, I think I went for one of the meetups for Christian, and my idea was...
Who's Christian, by the way?
So Christian Guzman is the owner, and for those of you that don't know, the owner of Alpha Land, owner of Alpha Elite, and I think Ghost Protein it is, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And
So
3D?
3D too. So
Damn, that boy doing things over there.
Yeah, man.
That's a lot.
He has a Alpha Land located in Stafford here in Stafford, Texas. And when the first time I had went, it was for a meetup he was doing there. And my idea was like, okay, if everybody's going to say no, like all the managers, all the employees, everybody's saying no, I have to go to the main guy. It has to be the owner. It has to be him. So he's always busy. He's always doing stuff. But I found he's doing a meetup, taking about like an hour to talk to people. All right, let me go talk to him. Let me ask. Let me bring all my equipment. Let me see if I can just try like my hardest, just to ask him if I can cut just for a little bit and just for, the attention to his gym. And I asked him straight up, yo, can I do this real quick? It'll be like an hour, and a half. And he's like, yeah,
at the meetup. Like you're gonna cut
right there at the
You
meetup.
showed up with
I was
your
like,
clipper,
I showed up with everything.
with the backpack.
He could have said no.
He could have said no, but I was like, I was determined. I was like, I have to show him like I'm about it. So I showed up with everything, even if I was gonna get denied. I was like, let's do it. So I went in. I asked him. He was like, yeah, that's dope, bro. Just go ahead, like cut right here. So I'm like, all right, let's do it.
And this was like outside?
Yeah, it was like outside, right by the entrance.
Is that where
but
they
it was
all the exotic cars pull up?
that's in the front of the gym, but I was like inside of the gym, just outside of like the opening door to the second gym.
Okay.
But it was still really cool.
Julian's the type of guy to go to a club, and if a girl tells him no, he'll ask 10 times.
Hey, you gotta
We're
be
persistent,
man. You gotta be consistent.
Man, it's super cool. I was talking to one of the young barbers who just came in probably like a week or two. He had the shop. He's 19 years old. And he was asking me. He's like, hey, how late can I stay today? It was Sunday, and I'm like, how late do you want to stay? He was like, I can open, Google that we're open till 5, 6, 7, 8 p.m. We close at 12 on Google because nobody really stays after 2. But if you tell me, hey, I'm going to stay, I can open the business longer, but you have to be here. I can open it up till 8 p.m. It's like, but you have to be here. And he goes, oh, okay. He's like, what about during the week? I was like, honestly, man, I run booth rental here, so really it's up to you. But I would, show up early, leave late, and pass out your cards. And that when we started talking about passing out cards, he goes, but how do I go about it? Like, I'm scared. And, I'm like, I'm not your boss, man. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you what time to get here, what time to leave. But I expect to see you working. If I don't like lazy people. I told him, like, my shop, you're not gonna be lazy here. I'll get rid of you. But if I see you grinding, I don't have a problem with it. So I literally had to teach him how to approach somebody, say hi for a business card. And what you did is crazy because a lot of barbers are not willing. They're kind of scared. Like they'll go with their little.
That's a big fear, bro.
They're kind of like.
Yeah. You get like one no, and then you don't want to hand them out no more. You know what I'm saying?
They do hurt though.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying, bro?
It's crazy because
did you have to like prep yourself to do that?
Nah, bro, I just did it.
You just went?
I just went and just talked to people, went to gyms. You know, you're hitting the gym. You're just like, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? Like, as long as you are giving a genuine reaction for what you're doing, you sell yourself. You honestly sell yourself. There's no reason you should approach something as going, okay, I'm going to tell him I'm a barber. I'm going to tell him that I cut hair and he should come see me. Just literally just go up to somebody, hey, how you doing? I like your shoes. Or I like your shirt. I like that hoodie you're wearing. Hey, nice shoes, man.
Matching,
Like, how you like, man? I like that hoodie, man. Where'd you get it from?
Man, I order online.
Yeah, you see, he made it himself. But the point is, like, obviously, going up to somebody, give them a nice compliment or whatever, talking to them real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what do you do, man? Ask them, what do you do? Oh, I do this. I do construction, or I work off to the side. I own my business, or whatever. What do you do? I'm a barber, man. Oh, that's great. Wow, where do you cut at? This and that. Dude, here you go, man. Here's a card. Here's my Instagram. Here's whatever. Like, just talk to people. Like, people are just people. Just go and talk to them.
That's what I told Jason earlier, because I feel like, and I've been told this, like, you have a stack of cards and you're just here, like, hey, come check us out.
Yeah, then they're really like, I don't know.
I told
So they could tell you're trying to sell them, you know? They don't like that.
You don't
shit.
want to be sold. You want to be like,
in your pocket. Don't pull out the cards. Just pull them in your pocket and then say, hey, how you doing? What's up? You live around here? Hey, yeah. Make conversation with them, and then once you engage them, you're like, oh, hey, I work right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Like Marv talks about it all the time.
you feel a lot more like personable. You know
Yeah.
something about them, or they compliment your shoes. Man, like, I feel good. You know, this person, this random person. Yeah, you want to get
For
personal.
real, though. It's
with
about
them, man.
relationships
It
at the end of the
is.
day, you know?
It is about relationships. At the end of the day, you're talking to a person all day in a chair, and like, they're gonna be personable with you. You know, like,
I tell my barbers, I was like, I cut hair, but I don't. Some of my clients have told me, Jimmy, I don't come here just to get a haircut. I come here just to talk to you. So I'm like, they don't come here. They come for me. Like, it's about us. It's about the
For real.
relationship.
It could be therapeutic for some people sometimes, you know?
it
A lot of
is.
time.
Yeah.
it's like a little therapy session, man.
You talk to your clients a lot in the chair or not?
I try to, man. I try to. Some of them are more like, okay, just want to get the haircut and kind of leave.
Back to
But
like reading. Did you feel like you had a tough time reading clients at first, or you can kind of tell off the rip, like if they want to talk to you, if they don't?
it took a minute for me to read a couple clients, but I kind of just got used to it over time. But with new clients, I really try and become a little bit more personal with
Yeah,
them,
for
just
sure.
because they're the first time, so it's like
You want to give them an
I
experience.
don't really know. Yeah, give them the full experience. I don't really know how they feel, type thing.
Mhm.
So
Like there's a guy that goes to Alpha Land or Alpha Lead. His name's Tyler Evans.
Mhm.
He comes here and gets a haircut. He moved from North Carolina, tried us out, found me on Google, just decided to book with me, not anybody else. And when he comes in, I was like, hey, what's up, man? I'm from North Carolina. I just moved here. And I conversated with him, and 2 weeks in, 3 haircuts in, he's has like 6,000 followers on Instagram. To me, that's a lot. I'm not that popular. And he started sharing my posts, like, hey, giving me shout outs. And I'm like, well, what happened? But I quickly approached him. I was like, hey, you're not from North Carolina. If you need anything from Houston, let me know. I'll tell you where the restaurant is at. Whatever questions you have.
If you're ever lost, let me know.
Yeah,
I know what street you're on.
Yeah, I know. I'll tell you exactly where you at. Fountain View in Jimmy Rock? No, Fountain View in Richmond. There's a Burger King, there's a Dark Tan, there's a pizza place. Man, I'll tell you everything. There's a Sam's Boat right there, man. Just ask me. I'm Google, man.
there you go, man.
But Tyler's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, he's dope people, bro. He's really cool
Yeah.
people.
And I'm not that cool with him.
Mhm.
And I'm already like, I feel like there's a point where he's gonna be like, hey, we should go out to dinner sometime. You know? You ever
You
get
think
like
it's
that with
you think have you ever gotten like really close to clients like that? They like, oh, you go
all
out
of
to
them?
dinner?
He knows.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I have too, though.
You
Yeah.
think it's weird, or you think it's like cool?
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Like if I'm willing to do it with you, then yeah, you're cool enough, you know.
Okay,
But
yeah.
I think 60% of my clients like we're cool to where I get invited to birthday parties and
Yeah.
like they'll come in, bring me coffee, they'll hug me. They don't even shake my hand. They'll hug
Yeah.
me. You know,
That's what's up.
I know when their kids are born. Like I don't know, I'm pretty close with all my clients. Like I know what their
Yeah.
life is. I feel invested. Just like Spencer.
Dude, I feel invested too sometimes, man. That's crazy.
so like cutting these people from the gym, do you feel like? Because I mean, I know it's kind of cliche. Like there could be a lot of pricks in the gym, right? A lot of people that just think so much of themselves. Do you run into a lot of that, or is it more like a
Surprisingly,
cliche?
man, I do not actually. There are a few.
Are you the prick?
Am I the prick?
No.
Nah.
Everybody's pretty cool though.
Yeah,
over there?
most of the people is pretty cool. Like you do run into obviously your dickheads, but
Yeah.
you do run into those people that are a little bit more, just off. But for the most part, everybody's really chill. Everybody's really cool. I do like the vibes there, so I stay.
Yeah, and I feel like it's dope because I feel like everybody's on that level of like, let me record, let me make content.
Yeah, it's very
so
like.
you go in
that's the
there
type
to
of-
make content, like it's probably the most comfortable place to feel because
everybody's
doing it,
recording, everybody's doing something. So it's like, okay, I feel like I should be doing something. Like it puts me in that mindset. Okay, let me.
Like I
put
go
something
to
out
LA
there.
Fitness and I try doing that shit. They're gonna be like, man, what are you doing over here?
What
You know
are you
what I'm
doing
saying?
Got a whole tripod, got a whole setup like this, man. Like, what is going on, bro?
For real.
Yeah, and another, I mean, I'll bring Jason up again. He's like, he worked at a commission shop, old school shop, and I was like, hey, look, man, the shop's not that busy yet for you to come in and make some money. He's like, no, the shop is nice, and I see tripods everywhere. He's like, I see y'all recording. Like, I want to be a part of this. This is what I want. I want to create content. But back to like the people that go to the gym, and honestly, a lot of those people that go to the gym and work out so hard actually is because they feel some type of way inside. And working out, when I talk to Tyler and other people that work out, they actually like they have something deeper. So actually working out is helping them. So actually a lot of them are actually not, I personally feel they're not prigs, they're just struggling with something deeper that they release that at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that. But I mean, I started going to the gym.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. I go like 5 to 6 times a week. I used to go like that. Now it's more of like 4 to 5 times a week because I'm always over there just like recording or cutting hair or doing
So
something
how often
else.
do you go over there and cut and record and stuff?
So I work at the shop 5 days out of the week. I have 2 days off, Monday and Wednesday. So I'll go Monday and Wednesday.
So you're working 7 days a week, pretty much.
That's what it's like. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, are you working? Like, they're always like, Ju, are you working today? I'm like, sure, yeah.
I can.
Like, yeah, I am. Like, what do you consider work? Like, work is like, okay, going to a 9 to 5 and like getting off, or is it work is like, okay, sitting here recording videos, editing videos, going out cutting hair when you're not even getting paid for it or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like
is
when my
that
wife
work?
asks me, are you hungry? And I'm like, I could eat.
I could work.
Exactly.
So I go on my off days and.
So when you go over there, it's strictly for content.
A lot of the time, yeah. If somebody asks me, then it's like, okay, I'll go. And
Get that pump in, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, obviously you work out
yeah.
there, right?
I'm
But-
in the gym after or before, and then we do content. Or if somebody wants a haircut, they see my haircuts, they like my haircuts, and I'm like, okay, let's do a haircut. They do have like a VIP lounge where it's like, okay, they have a hairdressing room and like with mirrors, lights, everything. They have the whole shebang.
They take care of all their people over there.
A lot of them, yeah.
What is that room about? Who is it for? Is it just for you or VIP
Dude,
people?
it's for the athletes. They do a lot, man. They
All the
do
people
a
that
lot.
compete?
So those are bodybuilders, but the athletes for Alpha Elite are like they're sponsored. That's what they call them, like athletes, but they just wear the clothing, do photo shoots, video shoots, stuff for Instagram, stuff for their website, whatever. So they have all that stuff for them, and it's honestly like a big shocker to me that they can make so much money off of just stuff online.
Off of just making content,
Yeah,
bro.
off of just doing
Make
that.
content. And then a lot of them, what they decide to do is they pretty much just make their own memberships and they get their own clients over here. You know what I'm saying? So they use the platform Alpha Land's giving them and they run with it to do their own thing, And now everybody's winning. So it's really smart.
And that, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
Hey, man.
Exactly.
So-
We will do it. We will do it.
Yeah, I
bro.
mean, we're building a platform here on YouTube, and of course we have Instagram. But I want to build a platform for all the barbers here. For like you're our first guest, but I want to put everybody from the shop here in this chair and talk to them, see where their head is at.
Thank
see
you,
what they're
thank you
about.
so much, Jimmy. I'm privileged,
You're welcome.
honored to be here, man. Honored to be here. No, but like I was telling Manny, you gotta kind of work for what you want, and you guys hit me up, right? You guys were like, okay, and I commented a little something on the video, and I was like, oh man, this is dope. All right, let's have you in here. I was like, let's do it, and you guys did it, like I'm sitting here, I'm having a podcast with you guys. You guys didn't BS, because a lot of the times people are like, okay, let's do it, and then it's like, floats in the wind and it leaves. Nothing
Yeah, 'cause
ever
a lot of
happens.
people always say, yeah, I want to be on it. Even the barbers here are like, oh, yeah, I'm going to hop on it. And me and Manny are just like, hey, we're going to do it this day.
Yeah.
And, of course, sometimes we switch. We're trying to figure out the mics. But Now we're just gonna give them a date. They want to show up. They show up.
Of course, exactly. You're very detailed. Like, you guys hit me up, like, constantly texting, constantly reaching out, like that kind of stuff. It motivates me. Okay, he's not BSing. He's not fooling around. Like, this guy, he means business. He wants to get it done. Let's get it done.
Yeah, no, I mean, kind of, we want to touch on the things you said. You work 7 days a week, and that's what, man. You're a hustler, man. Like, and you're not married. You don't have kids. Man, I tell all these boys here, man, I got kids, I'm married. I'm like, man, I wish I was, back then I didn't know what I know now. And I see you and I'm like, yo, like, you're gonna make it far, dude, because you're young, you're hungry, you're working 7 days a week, got no family. Like, this, your tunnel vision. This is what I want. And I wish I had that when I was young. Now I'm a little older, but I'm still grinding.
Yeah, no, that's good, bro. Hell yeah. I mean, it's all about the grind and stuff. I still, try my best to kind of take a step back and be like, okay, like, let me relax, let me take my days off. This week I do have Thursday and Friday I'm taking off, just because it's Thanksgiving and I want to spend time with family, and I love my family so much. I want, like, all of this I do for the future, for kind of like to give back to them in the future, but I want to spend time with them.
And you have to, as a boss, like, as your own boss, we talk about you run your own schedule, like, you have to take one random day off. Like, I'm just not gonna do anything today. I just want to rest, because our minds are just flowing so hard. Are you sitting there at 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, thinking, like, what else can I do? Or is it just me?
For sure, bro.
I don't mind be going to sleep at 2 a.m. I seen Mac on Instagram. I'm like, man, go to sleep.
Late, bro. I'll be up late.
You got to, man. There's no health insurance for us. There's no 401k. Like, we don't get the privileges of that.
Man,
we can't
we should
stop.
do an episode about that, because I'm into finance. I'm into, like, retirement funds, 401ks, IRAs. Like, I kind of know a little bit. I dabble with that, but we should do one. I think in barbers, it's about just getting educated.
Yeah, it's important.
The biggest thing in the culture of barbering is that they don't handle their money, man.
But I feel like that's why a lot of people get into it for, like, fast money.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, if it's people with the mindset of making fast money, then obviously they don't know how to hold it.
Mindset to hold it.
Yeah, they don't know how to.
But you need to have that mindset to hold, like, to understand. Okay, let me pay myself like I'm an employee. Like, that's kind of what I do. I don't know how you guys do it, but I pay myself like I'm an employee.
Nobody does that. When I was growing up, nobody did that. Everybody just cash, money.
Like, I make 400 today. I'm gonna go out to the bar today. Use that same 4. Like, that was me too. Like, the first 2 years into it, until I got educated, and I'm like, okay, let me start doing it.
7 years.
Dude, man,
how did you do that for 7 years?
I've always been a grinder. Like, I wasn't.
You was hitting the clubs and stuff.
In the hood,
going
bro.
out to the
getting
sections.
What happened?
Getting sections.
Getting bottles and shit.
Maybe.
And in the back of your head, you're just like, man, I'm gonna make this back tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't have the mentality that I have now. It's actually my family and my kids that was okay. I gotta think for the future, and things started changing. And like I tell Manny, I never had a mentor, like, in the barber industry, or just like another. I feel like sometimes we need another man that's older, or something that's like he's been there in the business or in the barber world, like, to kind of guide us. And I never had that. So sometimes I tell Manny, like, I talk to everyone here, and sometimes I feel like, dang, I'm getting so much on their butts about, like, saving their money, working hard, grinding, the mentality. And I'm on them, and I'm like, yo, you know what, man, I'm just gonna be quiet, I'm gonna walk away. Because I feel like I'm so on them, because nobody was on me about that. Nobody was on me about saving my money for investments, for opening my own shop, or just being smart with my money, man, not being stupid. And now I'm like, dude, if I had this mentality when I was 20 years old, or even at 25 years old, I'd be a millionaire by the time I was 30. I promise you that. But I started Elite at 29, almost 30 years old. I started actually, like, all this knowledge I got off of YouTube, the finance, the saving, how to open up a business, how to do everything. Like, nobody taught me this. My wife was the only one helping me, like, doing research. How do we get these permits for the shop, these inspector permits? Like, we're calling, like, nobody sat there and told me, you're gonna need these permits, you're gonna need it. So we're back. No, a little break. So anything else you want to add on, Julian? You saw our other podcast. We're gonna start closing out this. If not, we'll go for an hour talking. We'll go.
Yeah, I love what you guys are doing here.
What'd you say?
I said Jimmy could talk.
Nah.
Jimmy could talk, bro.
Nah, man, I love what you guys are doing here, man. Like I said, was telling Manny earlier, every L I take as a lesson. And then he was setting everything up. He was like, man, like, how do you like do this? Like, I had to learn how to do all this and this and that. Everything you see online or everything you see somebody do, like even you constructing this whole barbershop, like as an outside perspective, I'm be like, damn, that looks hard. Like, damn, all they're doing here looks hard. But obviously it looks hard until you do it. Like, until you start, you're like, okay, well, it's not as hard as I actually thought it was going to be hard, you know? Like, it's not hard until you start doing it, you know? Like, it's really not.
When we started this, we thought it was hard. I mean, we actually went through.
I mean, yeah, maybe it was hard, you know, at first and stuff, but you got it all, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got it all figured out.
We
And
went to Best Buy so many times.
that's what he was telling me. He was like,
And
you guys
made
went
a
to
new
Best Buy.
friend at Best Buy.
Oh, he's coming to get a haircut or what?
Let me tell you, nah. I don't even want him to come get a haircut, bro. We was in there and we had the little shirts on, our shop shirts, and we're leaving. We're already leaving, bro. And Jimmy sees him and he's like, "Hey, Spencer, what's up?" So this guy Spencer comes over, and we started asking him about the mics because he had helped us the last time we were there.
Yeah.
And he comes over and he's like, "Well, what is this for? You know, what is this podcast for? What do y'all do?" And then we kind of looked at our shirts, you know, and he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, y'all are barbers, you know." And so he pulls out his phone, and I'm like, "Okay, he's gonna look it up." I'm like, "Cool." So I'm about to tell him where to search on Safari, and he opens up his camera, and he's like, "Nah, I could just take a picture of your shirt." But he took a picture of me, bro. He didn't take a picture of my shirt,
I
dog.
told him, smile.
Yeah.
Relax, I'm just going to take some pictures.
He was like, smile. I was like, man, what the fuck? And he already took it, you know? I was like, man, I ain't never going back to that Best Buy again, bro.
He just took a picture. He was
like, now that man got a picture of me in his phone, bro.
dude, why?
Right sitting there at night like, oh, man.
I wonder where he works at.
This fucking guy.
But no,
So if I ever see him on the schedule, bro, I ain't doing it. I'm gonna deny it.
we give him
He
to
knows
Jason,
names.
the new guy.
Or any Spencer that comes in.
Yeah,
he's
any
just
Spencer, nah.
I don't like you.
Yeah, man, we had to go to Best Buy 4 times, buy cables. I returned them on Amazon, dude. I was ordering. Man, you guys like, bro, you ordered so much stuff, but a lot of stuff I was returning. We ordered cables, different mics, to finally get this set up.
Yeah, it was a lot of trial and error to get this.
Yeah, but now you know, right? Like
Yeah.
now, like if you go back, okay, now I know. Like
Mhm.
the knowledge is so powerful to know that stuff. Like
Right.
you as soon as you start learning it, okay, like your mind is so crazy. It's like, okay, I already know it. You know?
Because it could have been so easy to just quit, you know?
Right, you
Just
could have just been like,
oh,
I don't really know it. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you're done. But you wouldn't have been to where you are now.
Yeah, and I used to be like that. I was like, oh, I don't want to learn, or it's too much. Like, there's no need for me to learn all these things, you know? Like, just even mounting that TV. My dad knows how to mount TVs, so, or like just install stuff on the wall. And I asked him to do it one time, and I watched him do it, and I was like, okay, that seems okay. And he installed another TV for me. And one time I did it by myself, and I was like, yo, this is not that hard. You just have to have the right tools, the stud finder, everything. And now I've installed all the TVs. I moved one from there to there, and like I moved the TVs around. I installed all my TVs at home. You know, and you just learn, and knowledge is so powerful, man. And that's why I try to share with most of the barbers here. Sometimes I feel like they don't grasp what I'm trying to do. Like, yo, you're so young.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. Nah, yeah, that's a lot of people. They don't see your vision. You know, they're not gonna see your vision until it comes like to pass. It's like, oh, okay, wow, that's crazy. I didn't even think about that, like this and that. Nah. It's because you're different. That's because I'm different.
Yeah, but like you say, you know, every L is not a loss. It's a lesson learned.
It's a lesson learned, man. That's how I take it. L equals lesson.
And I got a lot of scars on my back.
a lot of L's.
Bro,
A lot of lessons.
I could
A
talk
lot of
for 10
lessons,
hours
man.
on
A
this
lot of
podcast.
lessons. Nah, but it's all good, man. Gotta keep it short, man. We gotta keep it to the time limit.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, we probably already passed it.
Yeah,
It's all good.
guys. Well, thank you for joining us for this
sure.
podcast.
If you guys want to catch me at Juju Cuts, Juju.cuts on Instagram, and then TikTok and YouTube is Juju Cuts. Yeah.
What's your last name?
Carrera.
Carrera. Julian
Yes, sir.
Carrera. Manny at Fresh Cut Manny. Right?
Yep, J Cuts Elite.
JCuts_Elite and Elite Barber Parlor. Just subscribe
Yes,
to
sir.
our channel, give us a like, share our content, and just keep tuning in. And we'll be dropping some more gems later down the road.
Sounds good. We out.